You're going to hire someone to make your life easier, but if you hire the wrong person, you might as well have not even hired someone at all.
I always get this feedback from the candidates that we do it differently from the other company.
So attracting top talent isn't just about filling positions. It's about bringing in onboard individuals that can bring fresh ideas, drive information, drive innovation, and lead your company to new heights. Welcome to another insightful episode of the Offsite Team Podcast. Today, April and I are going to delve into a subject that lies at the very core of business success, attracting top talent to your team. In this fast-paced, ever-evolving DME, rehab, respiratory landscape, the right team is not an asset. It's the engine that drives your organization and company forward. So hey, why does this matter? In the quest for business growth, innovation, the caliber of your team can make all the difference in the world. We all know, think about on your team. There's those team members that have helped you get business. There are also those team members that have thoroughly hurt your business. So attracting top talent isn't just about filling positions. It's about bringing in onboard individuals that can bring fresh ideas, drive information, drive innovation, and lead your company to new heights. But it's also about just getting work done. So sometimes the best individual isn't one that has the best ideas. It's the one that's going to show up every single day. All I know is every time I read my book, Aesop's Fable book to my kids, The Tortoise and the Hare, we all know the hare is fast. That rabbit can run. The tortoise wins every single time. So anyway, today in this episode, we're going to explore the multifaceted aspects of attracting top talent. We'll look into what today's professionals are seeking in their career from the offsite team in the Philippines, beyond just a paycheck. How does company culture, growth opportunities, work-life balance weigh on our decision-making process? We'll also examine the impact of brand reputation. So it's one of those things. If you hire an offsite team member, you don't just want someone who's going to get the work done. Yes, that's going to happen. We want that offsite team member to reflect your company's mission and vision and values of your company. So anyway, throughout our discussion, we'll not just talk theory, we'll provide actionable insights and actually show you exactly how to get it done. So anyway, that's where we're going today, April. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Mm-hmm. Well, attracting top talent, I want to say it's easy. It's not easy. We have worked hard at it, haven't we?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's one of those things. You can't just hire an individual and say, hey, do this widget, do this one thing. We have found in creating a cohesive team, it's about bringing the offsite team with our team, and by investing in them, the offsite team works significantly harder is kind of some of what we do. And just before we started the podcast, we're talking about, hey, I'm heading back to the Philippines for the third time next month. And not only are we doing a full company-wide training for all of our offsite team members, we're going on a leadership retreat where we really dive into culture of, what does a leadership culture look like? How are we going to equip our team so when they go work for others' teams, they are not just doing the job, they're doing it as an A+ student to help other businesses make even more money. So now tell me a little bit, employees in the Philippines, does employers typically invest into employees? Is that something that commonly happens or is it really rare?
I would say at first, because they invest in training, because it has to be there. I mean, how will the employee know what to do if there's no training? So that's the first part.
So all businesses will train, obviously.
Yes. But the thing that's lacking is, as compared to our team, is that after the training, once you're already working, the training that we do, like the leadership training, it's very important, which we don't see in other companies. I think that's one of those that I have not experienced before, which I'm really proud of, because not only it grows you as an individual, it not just benefit your work, but also your personal life, which is very important. So it's not just work. We're here to support our offsite team. We do trainings with them in order for them to be, like, when adapting to change, we also have that training. So
now, one of the complaints that I hear all the time in other companies, why they're a little reticent to hire offsite team members is they're worried that offsite team members won't care about their business as much as they do. And I think it's a very legitimate worry on their end. So what would you say is like, hey, April, we'd love to hire one of your team members, but we're worried that your team members are not going to care about as much of our customers as we care. What would you say to that?
I'd say that it depends on the company as well. Because if we feel that we're not valued, there's no engagement, there's no communication in between the ones in the US and the ones for the offsite team, that will be the fall. But if you feel that you're valued, you're part of the team, as what you call it, it's a team, then I definitely assure you, just like with me, that the loyalty is there. Not just the loyalty, but the respect is there. Not just valuing the company, but respect is big. Like the trust is in there. Can I just share something? Like one of the offsite team, if they're going out of the office for whatever reason, whether they're sick, they were like, I'm so sorry, I'm sick, but I really wanted to come to work. You know that feeling, because everyone was just so good. You guys are very understanding. So it makes me feel like it's my fault that I cannot make it, but I really wanted to show up. So, hearing those.
And it shows they buy in. It shows they want to come to work every day.
Exactly.
Now, where this really gets into, one, we work with the offsite team members. We make sure they jive with our company's mission and vision. So the very first thing we do before we release any offsite team members to work with other companies, and when we talk to, let's say, if you're calling our company saying, hey, I need one fax wrangler or I need one inside salesperson, we are going to ask you, what is your company's mission? And the reason why we need to know your company's mission is we're then going to take an offsite team member and try to get the right team member that complements your company's mission. So we just hired, we're working with a local pharmacy, and we have a offsite team member, and we were talking with the pharmacy, what do you need this person for? And this person's not doing any direct to consumer contact, but what they're doing is they're verifying insurances, they're going over chart notes, making sure when they get audited by Medicare, everything is in there. And so we're working directly with the customer, figuring out exactly what they need. And the mission of this pharmacy is to take care of the local customers so they don't have to go to the Walgreens or the CVS's of the world. They want to stay and keep doing business locally. Well, this pharmacy needs to have some of those high-end things, like how do I keep verifying all these chart notes? And I said, well, hey, you can hire one of our offsite team members, and they did that. But also knowing this company's mission and vision, it was because we have several team members who are ready to be placed, but hearing what they needed, we're like, oh, this is going to work perfect with this one team member. Whereas I'm working currently with the rehab company, they actually need someone who's going to help run their rehab sales funnel. So English and English literacy is very, very high for this team member, that what they're going to need. So it's one of those things, we need to get in touch with the mission and vision for whatever company we're working with. We're not going to tell you what it should be. If you want our opinion, we'll let you know. But we're just going to ask you, hey, what is your company's mission? What do you want to achieve? And how can our team member help you get there? So then as we're taking our talent, our goal is to get that talent to give it to your team. Because we all know how bad it can be if you hire the wrong team member. It's one of those things, you're going to hire someone to make your life easier, but if you hire the wrong person, you might as well have not even hired someone at all. Isn't that true?
Yes.
You're just like, oh, I just spent 3 months training someone and they made things worse. So the nice thing with the offsite team is also the people we're releasing to other companies, it's not like this is their first day on the job. We've already hired and they've been working for 3 months at our company. So we know what they already bring to the table. So you're not getting a rookie. It's really, really hard to hire the right individual. Now, we all know a lot of this also comes down to pay, retention, and benefits. I was shocked because you came to us from another company. We're not going to mention that company out there, but they had things where I thought you were being taken care of. They said, oh, we pay you guys top money. And then you're like, sir, we don't even have health insurance. Tell me about that, April.
Yes. So, well, basically, I'm a mother. So aside from taking care of my son, I should be taking care of myself too. And having that health insurance is very important. So we've been promised that we're going to get that, and it never happened. So it's just really sad that you're giving too much of yourself, but then you're not getting anything in return, you know?
And what I would say is if you are not currently hiring directly from Offsite Team, at least go to whatever company that you're talking to and ask them the simple question, are you guys giving your Offsite Team members health insurance? Because what happens if you don't have health insurance?
If you don't have health insurance, then everything will be, you're going to have to pay it yourself.
Yeah. So then it's going to come out of your pay instead of the health insurance.
Correct.
And it's also one of those things we've all had. If you don't have health insurance, then you get sick. That team member that you thought was going to be there for you, all of a sudden is not, because they've had a severe asthma attack or the flu. And we all know if you can get health insurance or see a doctor sooner, you can get healthier sooner. And that's just how it works. So to attract top talent, we've got to pay them well. We've got to recruit. And so some of what we do is we recruit, we have a friends and family bonus. So as you know exactly what we require for our team members. And we tell all of our team members, hey, if if you send over someone that you already know, we're going to pay basically a headhunter bonus. And that's what we do. All of our team members, if you give us a thoroughbred of a team member, they're going to be rewarded. Now, they also know, and they don't get this bonus until they've been with us at least 3 months. So they know they cannot give someone to us that is not going to make it through the probationary period. Now, if someone doesn't make it through the probationary period, we're not going to hand them off to another company. So there's a huge incentive for us to attract top talent. So then we take this top talent and hand it off to the next organization, because that's what they want. Because you need to expand your business, whether it be in social media, whether it be documentation, inside sales, fax wrangling, I mean, you name it. So how do we, other ways, how do we attract top talent so we can give it to other companies out there, April?
I'd say that the process for the hiring, I always get this feedback from the candidates that we do it like differently from the other company, because we're not about the resume, but we focus on their personality as well. So I think that's a plus point. Knowing that you can get along even with the interview is very important, right? It's not just being smart that's important. Like the person being humble is very important too, because you can be smart but not humble. Well, it's not going to work.
No, it's not. You got to be humble, hungry, and smart.
Exactly.
And just like no two employees in the United States are the same, no two employees in the Philippines are the same either. So that is taken into account as well. Now, so our company, we run off very specific KPIs, or key performance indicators. Even when we hand team members off to other teams, we are asking for KPIs to help track our team members in the other organization. And this is vitally important because, we only get paid if our team member sticks with the other organization. I don't want to hire someone and move them over. And once you hire one of our team members, you can give them back to us at any time with 2 weeks notice. So it doesn't do us any good to have you give them back to us. If we don't give you a good team member, you can give them back. So we are tracking those numbers, not in a way that we use them as quotas, but we use them as, we have like green numbers, or hey, they're knocking it out of the park. Yellow numbers are average for their KPIs. And then red numbers means, hey, sometimes we have red weeks, but we're using that to say, okay, what do we need to do to answer more phone calls? What do we need to do to lower the error rate? This last week on our team, I don't know if you saw these numbers, our error rate for this week, we dipped below 3% for the very first time. The industry average, just so you know, is 8%. Our team dipped below 3%. So that means as they're working on their orders, I think we were at 2.8% of the orders were getting kicked back. That doesn't mean fully denied. It just means they missed one thing on it. And I think some of the reason why our error rate keeps dropping is because it's in front and center of every team member every single week. So even if you see a 2.8, you know what your goal next week is to be 2.7. And I see a lot of people, they're like, I don't know what my error rate is. And before they know it, it's 15. And 15 is, you process 100 claims, 15 get kicked
Right.
back for improper insurance or wrong modifier. But we're always using that to help train the team so they can process more orders, but no one ever wants to do the same order over and over and over again. So how are some other ways that we attract top talent to help other businesses out, April?
I'd say with continue training and development. That's very important. And as I have mentioned in the previous podcast, if there's any updates from the insurance, we made sure that the team are aware about it. That way, if we transfer an offsite team member to the other company, to other DMEs, they know what the trend is. They know that there's an increase in Medicare deductible this year. And so they're fully aware of that.
And you know what? Let's just not talk rules and stuff. We also have fun. So what are you doing next month with Offsite Team? Everyone's going in, everyone's driving into Manila. What are you guys doing?
So we also build connections with the team by doing throwing parties. So we're going to have our year-end party for the Offsite Team on December. And then on January, once you're in the Philippines, once you come here, we're going to do the all-team training. So
it's one of those things, yes, we're all working, but you also have to have fun. And it's one of those things that keeps people around. And when we have like the all-team Christmas party, not only do the team members get to come, we invite the families as well too. So we're building this group of team members that they truly love interacting with one another. And I always get a kick because, we're Facebook friends or Instagram friends. And it's fun to see you guys talk to each other and just in a very non-work way.
Yes.
And it's really, really fun. And it truly is like family because we go to work together and we win together. Sometimes we lose together. But it's always, hey, how do we have each other's back to help the business do the next great thing? And it's fun, isn't it? Usually.
yes.
Other ways of attracting top talent. It's vitally important. We say here is we want to hire thoroughbreds. We don't want to hire donkeys. The thing is, a little itty bitty kid, I have 3 daughters, doesn't always know the difference between a thoroughbred racehorse and a donkey. They just say, oh, look, a horse. It's kind of cute. The problem is one is a racehorse that runs really, really fast. The other one's just kind of cute, but doesn't work all that hard. We want the thoroughbreds. And the thing with a thoroughbred is the thoroughbred kind of gets annoyed at a donkey, and the donkey kind of gets annoyed at the thoroughbred because he or she is so fast. So what we want to do is hire thoroughbreds, and this is the beauty of our probationary process. Once we know someone's a thoroughbred, we keep them so we can give them to someone else. If we can identify, oh, this person's nice, it's kind of a donkey, but that's fine. They can be nice, but we're not going to hire that person because those that hire the offsite team members, you want them to perform with really high KPIs. That's one of the secrets to really expanding someone's business is you got to have thoroughbreds on your staff, don't you?
I agree.
So the last thing I'd like to talk about is just productivity working with remote workers. The workers at Offsite Team, they have very critical and clear metrics. And so it's not like, they are not in the country, but they are right next to us. So like right now we're talking via video. You're in the Philippines. I'm in the state of Washington. It's not like this is 2023 when we're recording it. Most people will probably listen to it in 2024. I mean, whether your company uses Brightree, Microsoft Teams, Basecamp, we have so many different ways. It's just like you're almost in the next room to me, even though you're not. So it's really, really easy to work with remote workers these days, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So it's just one call away, one chat away. So if you need anything with the offsite team, you just call them or
Text message them. They're always available on the clock. And sometimes you really are available off the clock as well too. We try to dissuade that, but then if you have to go on, you'll bill us for 15 minutes of your time, which is very, very affordable. But it's one of those things. We need the extra help. I was talking to a client today, and he was just saying, oh, I have to do all these little things. It was just invoicing is what it is. And he's more of an ideas leader. And I was just like, why don't you just, hire someone to do that? He's like, I don't know anyone. I'm like, really? I have a company in the Philippines. They will have someone do it for you. And it was something he needs just like 3 social media posts a week. Well, I don't know if they'll do it the way I want it to. I'm just like, put your phone up on a tripod, record what you're working. We'll take care of it for you. If you don't like it, you don't pay for it. And he was like, oh, this is a great idea. So a lot of times it's just, what do you want to take off your plate? And that's really what we offer. And we started at our business. What did we take off our plate? We wanted to get rid of the data entry and facts side of things. That's what we wanted to get off the plate. And every business is different. And that's, and once you have clear expectations, you can hire the right team members to do that. But if you don't do it, I guarantee your competitors are doing it. And that's what we have to offer, isn't it? So April, tell me, how easy is it to hire an offsite team member? What's it like?
I'd say it's easy probably because of the culture. So it's easier to tell whether this person is a donkey or a thoroughbred. So aside from the resume, but in terms of the culture, as I was saying, Filipinos tends to be, they're very good when it comes to connecting with other people. So I'd say that's a plus point for us, which is why it's easier. And you don't really, it's not that hard to tell if someone is lying to you when it comes to what they have in their resume. So and most of the time it's the same. Like the first impressions are the same when they started training. So I'd say it's easy.
Yeah, it's super easy. So it's as simple as reach out to us. Go to offsiteteammember.com, send us a request, and either myself, April, or Rex will give you a phone call, and we'll just talk about, are we a match or not? If we're not a match, hey, you just at least talk to us. But we are here to help you and your team, especially with your offsite needs, to make your business more productive, more profitable in the coming year. So we look forward to talking to you. Hey, next week, we're going to talk about new year, new deductibles. I hate this time of year because, it's deductible season. Is the deductible $225? Is it $500? Some third-party plans are as high as $5,000 for deductibles. So how do we utilize the offsite team to stay in business when a lot of insurances are not going to pay anything January, February, March? There is a solution, and hey, we're going to touch on that next week, aren't we, April?
Yes, we do.
Okay, and until then, take really good care of your patients and your team members, and we are here to help. Okay, have a great day.